Hello and welcome to another This Week in Anthem. We've got another developer livestream to break down, along with some bad news when it comes to cosmetics. Continuing the trend of fixing many of the quality of life and tech issues, while at the same time new flaws are revealed, this time with the lack of visual progression. I'm going to start off on the bulk of new information we got this week, which came from the developer livestream, hosted by Jesse and Nick Schmidt, guesting to answer the more technical side of questions. The purpose of the stream was to cover the new patch that drops later this week, which has supposedly 13 pages of notes. That will be released on the day before the patch goes live. The content of which is very broad but primarily focuses on fixes, from technical bugs, quality of life updates, and finally some more content. Well, kind of. I won't list all the fixes, as we frankly don't know them all at this point, and that's going to be the primary use of the 13 pages of patch notes. The same goes for any buffs that might happen. In general, all the javelins should get buffed, through items such as components, but details on these are limited at best. Of the more notable technical changes incoming with this latest patch is specific to PC users. FOV or field of view sliders are finally being added, with much more depth than just a general slider. Instead, you'll be able to adjust all the different states you can be in, from general view, aimed view, flight, and swimming. Considering Anthem is third person, field of view is less of an issue, but these changes do look much better than I was expecting, and I'll be sure to try these out, especially for flying. The other technical update for PC is the new RTX cards that recently came out for Nvidia. Anthem now supports their ray tracing tech, which should make the game look even better. Though if other games are anything to go by, I would expect a hefty performance hit if you want to try it out, though eventually it should even out in the frame rates a little bit. When it comes to quality of life, we'll be seeing some reduction in loading screens, specifically when it comes to the Forge, which can now be opened from anywhere within Fort Tarsis or even at the end of an excursion screen. A huge improvement honestly, and makes Fort Tarsis in the endgame less tedious in addition to the game feeling more responsive in general. One major step in the right direction, even if it doesn't resolve any of the main issues by itself. What I hope to see from this is for the world map to be built on, and for the Striders out there to be interactable as they should have been, and were intended to be from the start, even if it's just access to the Vault and Forge while out in freeplay. Adding the ability to enter or queue up for any content while in freeplay would ultimately go a long way to removing cutscenes, making everything feel more connected at its core. For now, this is a long-term goal, but with steps like this, we may get there eventually. For new content that we can actually play with this patch, we are finally getting something, which is kind of new and kind of not. Mentioned about a month ago, we heard about legendary missions. These are the story missions, or the crit path missions. However, they have been repurposed for max level, upgrading all the enemies and introducing a guaranteed high level boss creature. If one already exists, then it'll be a level higher than normal. In theory, this produces missions almost on par with strongholds for difficulty. While I really want these in game, I think the implementation just isn't as good as we were expecting. A troubling theme when it comes to pretty much anything added to Anthem. When they drop this week, rather than being able to choose the missions we get to try, instead one is randomly selected each day, that can be replayed any number of times. But this just seems like a pointless caveat to add. Why not just add all of the missions and let us choose? I'm sure I might just be missing something here, but I don't understand decisions like this. What value is added to artificially limiting the content? For a game really struggling for content, I see this as a massive oversight. The last topic to cover crosses over both the livestream and some drama from Twitter. As you might be aware, the next large cosmetic update is from the introduction of Elysian caches, or chests, coming to strongholds. They require keys that you can earn once a day by completing a specific daily, such as completing a stronghold. You can also stack these keys multiple times over the weeks, until you want to do some strongholds. At the end of the stronghold, you'll get access to 4 chests, 1 per player, each offering cosmetic rewards. Sounds pretty good so far, bar the key part at least. But finally, the introduction of in-game earnable cosmetics we've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, just as with the legendary missions, it falls just short of what was expected. These chests will not feature any armor sets. Zero, none, nada. Literally the one item anyone was excited to see, and for many, this is the last straw with Anthem, failing such a clear objective week by week. Instead, they'll include a variety of animations, vinyls, materials, and crafting resources, with no duplicates dropping, making each chest worth opening. However, these aren't the parts of customization that are suffering. It's the armor that really is. I don't intend to rant on this subject, but what I find most puzzling with Anthem's customization is that it's easily got the tools to be the most in-depth, feature-rich and rewarding system of any loot game, and was one of the only features the beta did a great job of showcasing. When it comes to the launch version of the game, we somehow ended up with less, even though we've seen the images on Twitter, in trailers, and even equipped them in the beta. Yet here we are. The featured store only compounds this issue by again artificially restricting content that is so desperately needed. In the beta, we had 7 armor types to choose from, for nearly every single javelin. That's 28 total armor sets. Right now, we're lucky to have 10 across 4 javelins. What happened to the customization? This all goes back to what should have been done to begin with. Scrap the featured shop. It's useless right now. Instead, put all the cosmetics into the forge. Everything they've got, so that we as players have something to aim for, reasons to spend coin, even a reason to buy shards. Right now, we don't have these incentives, and a month in, new game smell has gone and goodwill is running low. As much as I enjoy the combat and have found switching javelins to make the game feel a little fresher, it might be time to step away from Anthem just for a bit. I'm curious to hear what everyone else thinks when it comes to these recent changes, which as always I'll link below. If you are still playing, let me know what's keeping you interested in the game, and if not, what was it that made you stop, even if you intend to come back later. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or found it useful, leave a like or a dislike if you prefer. You can subscribe to support the channel and use the bell to be notified of future content as it goes live. Until next time, I've been Dante, thanks for watching.